If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with a never looking back to those who lived and
The reason he's training on his mat is because in Kiev, when you don't have canes and you're an Italian student, you kind of get, like, as he said, sort of sidelined into this corner where you have like some contortion girl and you have Morgan and then you have Magic Max. Am I missing anybody?
There's two contortion girls.
Oh, there's two contortion girls. Both of them are like extremely attractive. So it's not the worst thing to be sidelined onto a mat right there. Every time I come over to my parents' house, I eat some kind of like different food that I normally don't eat. Like last time they had a bunch of really delicious cheese. I was over for dinner and I had to just eat all of their cheese. And I think the reason, I was just talking to my mom about this, and I think the reason is because I always eat the same foods every day just because I can't think of like what else I like to eat. And so I just end up eating the same thing. And I think my body might be like slightly micronutrient deprived because like, so today for example, my mom had this like really big like juicy watermelon, and no, it wasn't even big or juicy. It was just like a very average watermelon. Morgan, how would you rate the quality of that watermelon?
Didn't even eat it.
Like, okay, so it didn't even look good enough for Morgan to eat, but I took one bite of it and I think my body was just like so like deprived of whatever was in a watermelon that, yeah, it just tasted so good to me. So if you saw the time lapse of just me eating watermelon pretty much, and I'm about to eat the last remaining part of what's left of this watermelon.
They don't get like.
Far from the pain, the feel was not a reach of desire, was not aware of start now. But when I start to see through sight, thinking for help, thinking for home, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among other I can try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad.
Dad's trying to take a selfie.
You trying to post to Instagram?
There you go.
You've got to be very good looking to take a photo up really close, don't you?
Kinda, unless you're unless you're a Korean gamer.
There's a lot of Korean video game players that their entire Instagram, it's not like the cool games they play, it's just they take a picture of their face right here. They post it immediately, no filter, no anything, like they're not even smiling in the picture.
We have to hang this thing. This is a gigantic mirror right there on the wall. And my father is looking for studs right now that way. And yeah, so when you're like very manly and like you're good at projects, you have to properly just like hang stuff up, and you can't just like put it whatever on, like wherever you want on the wall. Like it has to go in like a certain like thing that's like in the wall. But basically what I do is I get like some push pins. If I want to put something in the wall, I just get push pins. I just push them wherever I want, and then I hang stuff there. So there's definitely two different ways to do it. This is like the proper like dad way. This is how you find a stud. You have this like fancy thing here and it makes noise and it beeps. And then you know, and then you put a little line right here. Beep, there it is. Boom, and you can put a pencil on it.
One thing is that that's kind of here. It could be more this way.
No.
I'll get one end. Okay.
Close and cinematic, yeah. Okay. So this is the X here. I think I missed the stud. It went so fast in.
Did it feel like butter or did it feel like
Butter.
Well, let me have another go at it.
Yeah, see, that's not right. That's butter, that's air, that's just a misstud. Hashtag Home Depot. Hashtag DIY. We're filming the next Home Depot commercial. I think we got the stud this time. Here we go.
Oh, Josh, see if you can go from slightly, at a slightly downward angle.
So like this?
Yeah.
Whipped it.
No. Good.
0 for 2. But I'm confused. Didn't you put the thing right there?
Yeah. Try moving the hole over like a 1/4 inch.
So in between these two, or
No,
this
to the
one?
left.
Okay. Here.
Yeah. Same deal. Take 3.
Take 3. Uh-oh, this one feels right. Actually, it's already... Oh, no, it's because it was in reverse. Okay, here we go.
Take 4. Okay,
I'm confused. I don't think the step finder works.
Stud finder may not, or the stud finder person.
Let's try here.
Okay. Uh-oh, hold on.
This is the... It's already filming. Don't worry. Just point it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. This is take 4, but with me using the stud finder tool. So maybe we'll get lucky with this one.
Oh, yeah. Dad next generation.
Oh! Yes! I'm too weak. It won't go more. Am I doing something wrong?
You probably hit a nail.
I hit a nail?
So let's...
I reversed.
Lazard Wall's doing.
Are you hurting my Lazur?
No, it's fine. So should we try here? Because it went pretty far in.
Yeah, I think we'll just put the screw in as far as we go.
Okay.
The other way. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah, you're right. Is anything happening?
Next gen dad.
Next gen. I'll pass the torch.
Woo! How far do we go?
See how you want to go in pretty far.
Okay.
And so the
This thing is going to touch the wall eventually.
yeah, but you can probably back it out. Why don't you take the socket off and oh, that's good.
That's good?
Yeah, you want the next one?
Sure. Oh! Why didn't you tell me? Why was I spinning it? Dad! I'm not the next generation dad yet. Oh! Wait, why was I not doing this the whole time? Look how nice this is. This is so much more satisfying.
I don't know, you look like you're doing it fine.
Maybe this is better. I don't know. This is okay. I mean, it worked. I got it in there. Oh. Wow, it's so satisfying. Maybe this is it right here. Oh yeah. Do I look like I know what I'm doing? Oh, I think a little bit higher. There we go. Your strap is in between it.
In between it, you can get both wires.
Yeah, there you go. I think you got both now.
This should be the one.
Oh, he's gonna decorate.
Oh, next gen dad. Actually, no, old school dad with decoration. It's like a Harry Potter. Morgan, Dad just put the Elder Wand on top of the mirror. How do you feel about that?
It's not like a good use for it.
Like Lord Voldemort. Lord Voldemort's gonna come knocking on the door and trying to get his wand back. No, the plan is if Morgan gets homesick, or if he gets injured, or needs any older brotherly, just general advice, pretty much. Like if there's anything that Morgan needs, I have to buy a plane ticket immediately to go back to Ukraine, and pretty much just go make sure that Morgan has everything he needs. So
That's true.
that's true, right?
That's true.
So day one, the plan is for Morgan to just get somehow randomly just extremely homesick, and then I can buy a plane ticket and we will be reunited again.
Alright, so I have these. I'll take as many blades as I can get.
Okay, there's two
But
of
then
these.
I ran out like halfway through last time. My flight leaves at 9 p.m.
What am I gonna do?
Sure. I'll picture.
Take care of yourself.
I will if I have any questions. You're always the person I go to first.
Oh, take good care of yourself.
Of course I will.
I'll miss you.
Miss you too.
Remember all your precautions.
Of course, I have my toiletries.
All your toiletries and all your medical precautions. Okay.
Did you miss it? At this point. Okay.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
good.
See you there soon.
Yeah.
Gonna see you there soon, Josh?
We'll see if he gets homesick. Yeah, I'll be over there in a minute.
Just in case.
Oh, it feels good to be traveling again.
It does?
Yeah.
Good.
Any longer here would have been too long, I think.
What I wanted to talk about was training in Kiev and just like what I've learned. So I'm gonna open my notes that I took and just go through them and yeah, just like share them with you. I have this like note page. So there are 2 handstand teachers in Ukraine. One of them is one of them's name is Natalia, and pretty much she's the raw art coach. And if you don't know what raw art is, just YouTube it. Pretty much like Pavel Stankovic and yeah, a couple other just like amazing hand balancers are part like of their raw art thing or like style. I don't even know what it's called, but yeah. And then there's another coach, her name is Aliona, and she coaches the foreigners, and there's this like big divide between the 2 coaches, and the gym is like literally segregated between like Natalia's like raw art, like Ukrainian just all-star students, and then Natalia gets like the foreigners who are like kind of on like going to like an exchange or something like from another country. They will go to the circus school there and train with Aliona. And so Aliona was the coach that I was training with because I'm a foreigner. But what was funny is Morgan went to Kiev, right? And he actually got into the summer program. And even if you're a foreigner and you get into the summer, if you're a foreigner, aka not from Ukraine, and you get into the summer program, which is the raw art program, no matter what, your coach is Natalia. So Morgan finessed his way into the summer program this summer for raw art. And what that meant was that he could not train with Aliona because if Natalia saw that, she would like not want to train him anymore because again, like there's this like great divide, like segregated, like this whole, literally the gym is like split into 2 camps, and there's like an invisible line. And one time me and Ulrich stepped over this like invisible line, and basically this little kid like asked us to go back to our spot, which of course we did. But yeah, it was just like really just like kind of hilarious actually. And there okay, so I gotta stay on track here. So anyway, so Morgan was training with Natalia and the raw art students. I was training with Aliona and the foreigners, and pretty much like you don't talk to each other because it's like literally like the Civil War, like North versus South, just like this epic like kind of like battle sort of. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like not really that much. So Morgan's like my brother, right? And so like I would like try to like talk to him, like eye him, like try to figure out like what drills he's doing and like during the class, but like that was like not okay, and I was like, getting dirty looks, like again like they were telling me to like go back to my area, so it was just like quite funny, and yeah, just like it, you know, it's kind of like ridiculous actually, but very very amusing. Anyway, so okay, back to my notes, back to like what I learned. So okay, endurance, they love doing endurance. This is Aliona's perspective. Okay, so weird like background, like if you guys don't know who Victold is, then you know like maybe you want to do some more research about handstands, because you know actually maybe not, I don't even know. Like he was like this fabled coach where he trained Artur Vizcareni and Andrei Spitar, Andre Muraru, Andre Makavaz, just I know I'm missing like a lot of people. Also trained Aliona, the coach. My coach, years ago, he actually died kind of recently. Apparently his last student, which is kind of epic, like the Last Jedi or whatever, like that he trained, like his last hand balancing student was Andrei Spitar, and he died like the day before Andrei Spitar graduated from circus school, which was really sad. Anyway, so Victold was Aliona's coach, and Aliona was my coach, so it was really cool. I got to see the coaching style that like Artur Biskareni was taught, and he's basically the best. And like Andre Morar, like those are like the two best hand balancers. And then, I mean, you know, like it's kind of open, but like they're top 5 greatest of all time for sure. So like that was the style that Aliona used for me. Oh my god, I'm just rambling. It's been 6 minutes already, and it's been 6 minutes, I haven't even gone to this, so I guess I have a lot to say. So yeah, okay. Anyway, they love endurance, and pretty much after you do a couple like handstands, like, you know, you do maybe a straddle tuck and like a straight on 2 arms, you just like get your shoulders like kind of warmed up, your wrists like feeling handstands, like maybe like 2, maybe like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 handstands like that. You like immediately jump into a max handstand hold. And when I first got there, I like barely broke 2 minutes on my handstand for my max hold, and like my goal was like to get to 3 minutes somehow, some way during that time I was there, and it was actually surprisingly easy. I just like didn't like know how to like properly like do a max hold or something, because yeah, I went from like 2 minutes to then like a week later I did 3 minutes, and then after that I did 4 minutes, and then like right after I left, the day after I left, I did 5 minutes, which if you saw the last video, I showed you my 5-minute handstand that I did as like warm up or whatever. So yeah, that was really cool. Working on endurance, it was like really big for them, and you pretty much always did like multiple handstands. So like if you're training like one arms, for example, like you don't just do like one arm on your right side, one arm on your left side, and you come down. Like no, like what you do is you do like 4 to 5 one arms back and forth, different shapes on every single hand, and if you like were getting tired of something, you just like put one finger down instead of like taking your whole other hand off, and you just kind of like tank your way through it and just like somehow try to survive. And then every set you end with a stalled or negative, so like you return to 2 arms like no matter what, and you do a stalled or negative down. And the next thing on my notes is that like you cannot fall. Like if you fall, like it is like one of the worst things ever for Aliona. Like I had like this bad day one day. Well, I mean, you know, like you have bad days, and one of my bad days there was like, it was a flagging day, and I was just so tired. She was having me hold like 10-second flags, 4, like, so flag, yeah, 10 seconds, 4, and stalled or negative down, and it was so hard, and I was like kind of falling, like, but I like put my foot down, then like jump back up, but like no, like that was the worst thing ever. Like one time I fell like 1 time too many, and she just like looked at me and she was like, Josh, like just do not fall. And that really stuck with me. It's like, yeah, like if you fall, it like immediately discredits everything you've ever done in your entire like handstand career. So yeah, you like can't fall, and if you can't do a trick 10 out of 10 times, like you can't do the trick. It's pretty much like that's how they view it, because, and it kind of makes sense, like if you're performing, like if you can't do the trick every time, like it's just not fun for the audience. Like you're not providing like valuable entertainment if you're like fucking up your shit and like falling and stuff. Like, you know, like it's just like when you're sitting in the audience, like you don't want to like be like nervous, like, oh, like it looks like this guy's gonna fall, like, you know, and because he's fallen already a couple times, like that's just like not a fun viewing experience. And the whole reason that you're doing any of this is to like entertain people. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand why they would think that. Okay, next thing that I learned, yeah, so they would do a big warm up, pretty much like an hour-long warm. You stretch like over splits, like warm up your wrists, just, you know, like, oh, stretch your feet, pretty much everything, right? Like roll around the floor, like do what you got to do, like do some hanging, like stretch your shoulders, all that. And previously, I would pretty much consider warm up to be a waste of time. Like I would maybe do, like, my warm-up was literally, I would just like do 1 handstand and that was it. Like I wouldn't really stretch or anything. Like I would try to stretch my middle split while I was in a handstand, like in a straddle handstand, to warm it up, just to like save time, you know. Because what I was thinking, like my like thought process here was like, warming up is A, like a waste of time, because you could just use that time instead of warming up for training, and B was like also a waste of energy, because all of the energy that you're using to warm up, you could have like exerted that energy into your training. But anyway, so I feel like they completely discredited that whole like line of thinking, because yeah, like they're all warming up a lot, and like the better you are, obviously the harder your warm up is. So I was pretty much like I'm like a beginner there, honestly. So I had like more of a beginner warm up, and I'd have to like take a long time to warm up and like do like all these drills. So that gets to the next thing. So the warm up drills are, I already talked about the max 2-arm handstand. The second one is you do a soldier, which is closed baby straddle like this. They call this soldier, back and forth. You do that 3 times each side, 5-second hold. And then what you do is you try to do a max hold, 1 arm like this. The goal is to get a minute. I like the best I've ever got was like maybe like 30 seconds or something on both sides. So yeah, I definitely need to work on that and like get my endurance up and do a minute on both sides. The next drill, warm-up drill, is turning, so normally I would do quarter turns, right? But basically they saw me like fuck around with quarter turns. Like apparently that's not where it's at. I thought it was, but it's not. Like this, and so you're doing a handstand like this pretty much, and then you go boom, and you're facing this way, then you're facing that way because this hand's already turned. And yeah, so you do that around the circle. Half turns are, yeah, they're pretty hard for me, but they're really cool, and I think it just looks cool too. So I really like practicing that. Okay, so then warm up continues. Kind of, you just do straddle handstands over and over, 1 arms, obviously over and over again. You try to take your hand off as fast as possible. You basically want to shift over and get your hand off, like pretty much like boom, like 1 arm. And it just like forces you to get yourself in the right position instantly, with like, you know, like everything is nice and tight and all that. So that's a really cool, it's a really fun one. And also block walk. So I actually forgot to do block walks today. I have no idea why, but normally what I do is I do 10 block walks in straddle, 10 block walks in soldier, which is again this, and 10 block walks straight like that. All in one set. And it's like really hard for me. I don't always get it, but yeah, pretty much like this whole thing is like building up like my endurance and strength and all that. Okay, next. Oh, I have to let my cat in. Hold on. Ramona! And is, oh, okay, so then I had a private, Ramona, I'm trying to film a video, shut up. So the next thing was I had a private lesson with Artemis Karani, which was pretty much like mind-blowingly amazing. And what he basically like, he was like, hey, like show me your handstand. So I did straddle 1 arm, tuck 1 arm, like straight 1 arm, like all like that, like the straight stuff. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Now show me flags. So I like showed him a couple flags, and he could like tell immediately like my flag is like we're like pretty mediocre to like pretty bad actually. And then like my FIGA, I showed him my FIGAs, and like that was pretty bad too. So he immediately took me over to the stall bars at the gym and had me like rotate into FIGA from straddle over and over 100 times. And also from straddle into flags, so like bottom leg bent flag like this, and then Japanese flag, so it's where you go like this and then spin your leg up and then back down and then straddle, like over and over again. So I have lots of those in my new handstand program every day. And yeah, it was cool. Like his whole thing was like, just, it's really easy. Like you can do all of this already. Like pretty much just do it was his thinking, which was kind of cool, I guess. And okay, next, what else? Oh, and then I had this other like really magical experience that you guys did not see or like hear of in any way. His name was Oleg, and it was so cool. We would like take a bus, take a tram, and then like walk a bit, and we would get to another part of Kiev, and he worked in this like really beautiful building with multiple stories, and it was mostly made out of like wood and just like this like gorgeous place to train. And it was pretty much like a hobby area where kids would come after school and like work on like painting or flute or like sculptor, or I think acting and dance, and then acrobatics also. And he was the acrobatics teacher. But it was okay for like adults like me, Morgan, and Mihaela. We would go there after our training in the morning at Seska, which was the gym. They call it's called Seska. We would go then to Oleg's place and do maybe like a couple hours with him. And he is so cool. He's like really amazing. And I almost don't even know how to explain it, but he is a handstand genius handstand coach. I might have a couple clips of him that I could play here. Hey, stop. But he's just got such a cool sense of, he just got so much experience of like what to do, and he's just coached so many kids. He was Victoria's coach, and you saw Victoria in another Kiev vlog, but Probably don't remember, but she was like this white invisible speck, like that was performing in this like huge circus area, and she's like amazing. Anyway, so he showed me this exercise for like a bunch of exercises to help, and I'll probably show them later. But yeah, he was really cool, and it's been 17 minutes, so I'm stopping here. Yeah, Kiev is the place to be for sure. I'm definitely gonna try to go back somehow, some way, and my plan here is once I learn all of these drills and like kind of like perfected all of the things that like that Aliona told me to work on and like master, once I do that, I'm going to go back and get like all new exercises and drills and like see what she has to say, like homework, you know, like what should I work on in the future. So I'll probably go back maybe in the winter or summer, spring. So I'll have like 6 to 9 months to practice all this stuff. Good kitty. Good kitty.